welcome back to the channel Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my quick review from the game that just finished between both the Salford Red Devils and the St Helens side. And Salford won 24 points to 20, so Salford basically came back from a big lead down to eventually beat us 24-20, and yeah, they beat us for the first time at Totally Wicked Stadium since in 44 years, so it's a big achievement, that one, but yeah, crazy. It's been that long since they've actually beaten us there. So yeah, but they did it tonight over in England, and yeah, it was a very interesting game because of many factors in that game that I believe contributed to that game big time. Obviously, the red card, which I'll touch into a second, and also just I guess the refereeing was a bit poor too, and that's not why we lost. The refereeing was not the reason why we lost. I think there were many other reasons why we lost the game. Definitely most of that was just choking in general, so yeah, that's honestly on us, not anyone else. So yeah, that's just what happened, unfortunately. But before I get into the full review, just want to say that I've reached 4K subscribers, and I guess that's been a long time goal now, so thank you all for the 4K. Yeah, greatly appreciate that. So 4K subs was great to achieve. On the road to 5K now, so yeah, let's go. But yeah, look, you know, obviously Salford didn't start great, and I thought St Helens started a lot better. I mean, Salford win the wrestle early. Like in the opening 20 minutes, Salford were really in the tackle. I felt like tackle as in like in the game and really competing hard, where St Helens were too, but definitely were the better side at the time, I felt anyway. And the game opened up with a Jack Wellesby try, and look, Super Jack, who else would open up the try for St Helens, you know? Jack Wellesby's a different beast, he's different breed, honestly. So yeah, it was a great start by Saints through his try. Then I think after that went for the penalty kick as well, to go 8-0, I think it was. So went for a conversion kick as well to go up by 8 points. And then I can't remember who scored for Salford, but then Salford hit back for a pretty... Well, actually, it was an easy try. I think it was Cross who scored on the wing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was their winger Cross that scored over for that try. And at that point, towards half-time, Salford had a lot of ball close to that try line. They had a lot of ball, so I think this try was always coming. It was always brewing. So I'm not too shocked that Salford did score towards the end of the first half there. And then that score became 8-6, but then we scored a try right before the break, and that made it 14 points to 6. So, you know, like I said, Salford were in the fight. They were definitely competing hard, and Saints were too. But yeah, again, I felt we were the better side for most of that first half. But it wasn't until the second half where we really faded off as a team, and yeah, I don't know what happened. I get it. Some refereeing decisions that were made were terrible. Yeah, they were terrible. I don't agree with most of them at all, because I felt like that might have changed our momentum. The only one I can agree that was probably a penalty and a fair send-off and red card. And fellow Saints fans, I know you might get annoyed about this, but I think the send-off for Mark Percival was the right call. I think it was. You know, I know not everyone will agree with that, but I do think that it was the right call. I think he just... Well, he came in too late. It was a stupid tackle. He shouldn't have, you know, went in all that, you know, into the player. He had time to pull out and not go and charge at him at that sort of pace. So I felt like that was definitely avoidable and definitely couldn't have happened if he actually didn't charge in like that. And I know you're supposed to charge in like that to stop the pressure or to keep pressure on the player from passing the ball, but not to tackle as late as that. I don't agree with that at all. So yeah, it was definitely a red card in my opinion, and that changed the game, unfortunately. Mark Percival, great player, but that definitely changed the game and momentum of how the game was, you know, on the rhythm and how that all went. So yeah, you can't do much about it now, obviously, but that definitely changed the game for us. You know, that's why I do believe that we weren't robbed like people are suggesting. So if you are suggesting that we were robbed, then I don't think you read the game properly, because I do think though Saints were definitely good in most parts and were leading most of the time too. We were leading for most of the time too, and I get it. 12 men is not easy to come by, especially when the game's that close. But again, that's Mark Percival's fault. I feel like that's his fault. You know, I get it. We all make mistakes, but that one was definitely a game-changing mistake. So what can you do? Anyway, it's one loss. It's one loss. You know, I know that we want to keep our streak going and whatever, but we started the year pretty well, and yeah, look, it's one loss. We started pretty well, so that's all I'll say. I'll take it. So, but look, I guess it is disappointing to choke off like that and clock off like that, because the St Helens that I know would usually compete for one another and wouldn't give up dying, especially with 12 men. That's the St Helens I'd know, because normally we're in those sort of situations where not many people would think would overcome it with like 12 men or however many men we have on the field. Yeah, I would have potentially thought that we would keep competing and stopping those tries from happening, but oh well, Salford deserved it more, and they wanted to win, so that's just how it is, unfortunately. My three best players on the ground for St Helens, I will go number 3, Jack Wellesby. I thought he was superb, and yeah, look, Jack Wellesby, just for his age, he's that good, and it's not even surprising anymore that he's one of our best players at each and every single game. Number 2, going to give to Curtis Sirinen. I thought Siro was really strong on the edge. Unfortunately, didn't quite get that much ball in the second half, I don't think. But in the first half, it was a real tearaway, and that sort of gave us momentum. So I'll go with Sirinen at number 2. And then our man of the match. This might sound a bit bold, but I might go with Darryl Clark. I think Darryl Clark's overall defence in the middle was pretty sound and did a good job. I know that's not going to really sound like a man of the match performance, but I just felt like he was the only one that was really tackling and sort of just kept the line strong in the middle, and his contact first on was really good too. So they're my best 3 players on ground for St Helens. But look, Salford won them all, and that's how it goes. But anyway, bring on next week, and hopefully we bounce back with a win. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel as always. And thank you all for 4K subscribers too. Really means a lot to me. So have a good rest of the night or day wherever you are watching this video.